Hello everyone, welcome back to Up North with the Nybergs. Ed here. Thank you very much for joining this week's episode. Really appreciate it. Today is a beautiful day. It's actually a week before Thanksgiving, and I think the temperature is somewhere close to 38, 39 degrees and partly sunny, which for the end of November will take any day of the week. This is actually pretty nice. If you are a current subscriber, if you've been following the channel for these last few months, you know that we get most of our heat from really our big, pretty large wood boiler. And we supplement that with propane. The wood boiler is just right around the back side of the house, and our propane tanks are right over the hill here. You may also know that we live in northern Lower Michigan in a pretty rural area. What you may not know is that a major goal of ours is to be as self-reliant as possible. We aren't off-grid homesteaders for sure, but we certainly want to reduce our dependency on others for our energy use. So we've been thinking about this now for the last quite a few years, at least 5 years, and the last couple more seriously about augmenting our wood energy use with another renewable energy source. Something like solar or wind, or really we have the room to do both, so we may consider doing that as well. But yesterday I had an opportunity to visit a local residence that was getting a solar array set up, and so I jumped at the chance. Rachel and David went with me. Luckily, I have a good friend up here that installs solar arrays, and this was his customer, so he gave us a pretty in-depth tour. This array will produce 16,300 kilowatt hours per year, which is roughly the size that we're looking at, and so he invited me to come look at it. This residence doesn't have a battery storage setup, but their future plans will include a lithium-ion battery solution, and ours would too. We think obviously that's the way to go, and we want to store as much as we can. The rough estimate for this setup is around $48,500, and with a 26% tax credit, it brings it to, I think he said, around $36,000. So my question is, have you or anyone you know of invested in solar? If so, what has been their experience, their pitfalls and pros and cons? I'd love to hear. The hillside that we have here is perfect location for a solar array. It gets a tremendous amount of sun all day long and pretty much 9 months out of the year. And it's pretty close to the garage. The garage is just right here, and it would be within 150 feet or so. So it's perfect setup. And it's pretty secluded back here, so our scenery wouldn't be too affected at all. We don't use this side very often. We don't have porches or anything out here. As I mentioned, one of our major goals is really to become less dependent on energy companies and really more dependent on energy that we can control, such as wood, solar, and wind. So I'm really curious to know your thoughts. Please let me know any questions that you have, or any experience that you have would be great. As always, I want to thank our subscribers for supporting the channel. If you're new to the channel, please consider becoming a subscriber. If you like this type of content, please share it with your family and friends. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to your comments below. And until next week, this is Ed with Up North with the Nybergs.